Hi everyone, this is Sasha from Women's Fight News. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. And we're going to go on to the main event as I plug my laptop in before it runs out of battery. Amanda Serrano and Erika Cruz. Go on, Susie, you can start with this one.
Well, here we are. Amanda finally getting a shot at Undisputed after all these years. This is something she hasn't yet done, so that's history making in itself. I feel like, though, Amanda is a clear favourite. Is that
Yes.
not to say? Because although Erika Cruz is a great fighter in herself for the division, Amanda's just elite, isn't she? So to me, it's more of a clear result than perhaps some of the other fights on the card. But do you know what? Amanda's always a fan favourite style. She always looks great fighting. So it's going to be an unbelievable fight, even if she is favourite to win. And yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. What do you think, Rack? How does the fight go?
I think it's another. I think Amanda Serrano. She does take this one. It could be fireworks to say because, of course, as we do know, Erika does like to come forward. She does like to attack. I don't think Erika's in any of her last high-profile fights. She's taken a back foot and just cruised the fight. She's always made it interesting. As we know, Amanda can punch. So neither fighter's going to take a defensive step in this one. And that's when you do lead the fighters being more open, more exposed, and someone getting put out of there. And Erika hasn't shown the punch power that Amanda has. Amanda's got probably one of the highest, well, she has one of the highest punch ratios, knockout ratios in women's boxing ever. Erika has 3 KOs out of 15 wins. So
yeah,
it would suggest she probably can't hurt Amanda. I think could be Serrano's stoppage at some point. I don't know whether it'll be early or late, but I think we'll see a Serrano stoppage.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like I said, I don't know what round, but I think Amanda knocks her out. The thing with me where I think Erika's going to really struggle, she does come forward a lot. Do you know what? She's got a very similar style, I think, to Jessica McCaskill in the sense of she comes forward and will just throw at times. The thing where I think she's really going to struggle against Amanda is Erika has this tendency to like fold her body in half practically as she like lunges forward. Her head comes down so low. And like there's a lot of head clashes at times in her fights because I don't know why, when she throws, she cannot stay upright. Her body literally falls over. And I can just, with Amanda's foot speed, she only has to take one step back and a short uppercut or any shot she wants will just knock her out. But in a lot of her last few fights, Erika's got head clashes because every single time she goes, especially to throw, and because she's a southpaw, she just like her whole head and shoulders just like fall down. Problem is, against someone like Amanda who's so quick, against some of her past opponents, she's kind of fell on them. I feel like if Amanda just takes one step back, Erika's off balance straight away. And then she's going to be open. So, yeah, for me, even though she's come forward, in theory, there'd be fireworks. I feel like Amanda could just put a stop to it quite quickly. Now, her last fight against Sarah, it wasn't Amanda's best fight ever. She's done what she needed to do to win. But I think she's been quite honest on social media where she said after that fight, she kind of rested for the first time in her whole career. Bearing in mind, her career spanning over like 13 years or something. And she says she'd never had more than like a couple of days off from the gym, which is like me. But, you know, I think fatigue really got to Amanda in the last fight and she won convincingly, but she didn't look like Amanda Serrano that we normally know. So I think it's been great that she's had a long rest. Obviously, she'll be up for this fight. It's her opportunity to become undisputed. So I think we're going to see an amazing version of Amanda.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing I don't think Erika can do to put a dent in Amanda Serrano or anything she wants to do.
This is something she's been wanting for a long time now. So she's going to have that fire in her belly. So I'm going to see the best version of her.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think a knockout for me. And again, my theory is I think she will vacate. So I actually do think the back half of next year, all of these featherweight titles will become vacant, which is perfect for the girls coming through. Something I'm a little bit confused by is everyone saying, oh, if Amanda gets through Saturday, she'll face Katie Taylor. Win or lose, does it affect the Katie Taylor fight? Because we're talking about a completely different division and different belts.
No, I don't think it does. I think it's one of those ones where, of course, it majorly helps the case if she wins, but at the same time, too much has already been put into play, too much has already been invested, too much has already been thrown out there for the fight to happen in her and Katie Taylor, the rematch. So,
yeah,
if she lost, it wouldn't help at all. But ultimately, too much is at stake at this point, and it will happen.
Yeah, I just keep seeing on Twitter like, oh, if Amanda gets through, she'll rematch Katie. And I'm like, it won't help, like you're saying, it will probably lower the stock of the fight and things like that. But that fight's happening regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So obviously, it's not an ideal situation if she doesn't win, but we're all going to presume she will. But yeah, I think regardless, that fight happens. Obviously, it's come out, I think, today. The reason why it won't be at Croke Park is because of the cost. Blew my mind because I genuinely thought Eddie Hearn would have looked into that before he's been speaking about Croke Park for the last few years. I thought he would have got a quote on how much it'd be to rent. He's clearly left that very last minute, and it's too expensive.
I heard some rumors about that a few days ago. It's going to be at the A Stadium. Is that correct?
I believe so, but it's not a massive stadium, is it? I think it's a fraction of what Croke Park is. I think Croke Park was, 80-something thousand people.
The Aviva Stadium holds 51,000. Is it the Aviva Stadium?
51,000?
Yeah, the Aviva Stadium is 51,000.
That's still good. It's no Croke Park, but it's still good. I just feel like, wouldn't you, before you bring up Croke Park, like, wouldn't you have got a quote though? That's like saying I'm going to have a party here and then you've not even got a quote for it and you don't know how much it's going to cost. Like, no one does that.
Do you know, I thought that being on Ireland and that how much they love Katie, they could have come to some sort of arrangement because you think that they'd want her at Croke Park, if you know what I mean.
I don't think they hold a lot else there though. And I don't know whether that's part of the issue as well, that they don't really hold anything apart from, I can't remember the name of the sport, that they hold there. So I don't know whether it's a bit of kind of that as well, if that makes sense. So they're not, because yeah, you would think like, God will be super flexible, think how much money it'd draw in. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, as long as it gets held, that's all that matters. And I believe it's being pushed back to May 20th now because of the venue. But it's still happening. It's still happening regardless of whether Amanda wins on Saturday or not. But
have you rebooked your hotel rooms for the new dates?
Yes. And booking.com are probably going to email me, say stop booking and cancelling hotels. So yeah, I have cancelled the April 30th that I was initially told. And I've rebooked for May. I have. But yeah, I mean, but obviously, if we say Amanda gets through, she becomes undisputed at featherweight. She then moves up 2 divisions, and then you've got undisputed versus undisputed in a rematch of one of the best fights to have ever happened. Like that's just such a big sell. Like nothing, surely no other fight can match, male or female, nothing can match that story this year, having undisputed against undisputed. And we all know how good the first fight was.
Yeah.
I'm excited. When that fight happens, Susie, who wins the rematch?
I've got a feeling Serrano's going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Points or knockout?
I don't think it'll be knockout. I think it'll be points because Katie's going to be a lot more wary this second time round of that power. I know she loves a scrap, so she always does leave herself open at some point. But she's going to be much more wary in trying to outbox Serrano, I think, in the rematch.
Can she outbox Serrano, though?
She's going to try. She'll try. I don't think she will, hence why I think Serrano will. But that's going to be her best tactic, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I remember listening to her mum got interviewed by Steve Bunce after, and she said she was having a heart attack while she's just standing in the ring trading when she was specifically told not to. But she can't help herself. Rack, who wins the rematch?
I think it's all about adjustments. If Amanda makes the adjustments and see where she potentially went wrong in the first fight, and maybe applies the pressure a bit more on Katie Taylor, brings it more into a slugfest, brings it more into a fight, then it'll be up for her. But if Katie Taylor can just not get hit, can just avoid and do what she done in the first 3 or 4 rounds, where she was just swiftly in and out, moving around, then she will take it. The clock is ticking on. The years are getting on. The clock is more against Katie, than it is against Amanda. So I think that could potentially give Amanda the slight edge, and a bit of favoritism, bit of that. I would say Serrano again.
I think the clock's ticking for both of them. I know Katie's a few years older, but Amanda's had a long, long career. You know, what is she? She had 42 or 43 fights, I think.
40,
You know, she's had a long career. So I feel
46.
like the how
Yeah,
many?
46.
46 fights. I mean,
47 on Saturday.
you know, so I know, yeah, I think Katie may be like 3 years older potentially, but miles on the clock, I think Amanda's winning that one. So that's why I think this is their last year for both of them. I think they both deserve to retire and sail off in the sunset. I think Amanda personally goes into the rematch more confident than Katie because she did nearly knock her out. And in theory, I think that should have been a 10-8 round to Amanda because Katie literally nearly dropped all the way down. And I just feel, I mean, Amanda then obviously she must have gassed a little bit because obviously she took it off the next round. But for me, out of the two, Amanda was so much more dangerous than Katie.
Yeah.
And Katie, you know, Amanda come close to knocking Katie out. So for me, Amanda goes into that so much more, I think, or more confident than Katie Taylor based on that. And I know Katie got the win. Obviously, I think Amanda won, but I also can see how people think Katie won because there was swing rounds there. I think you just favour your favourite. But I definitely think Amanda goes in with more confidence. And I am going to say that she knocks her out in the 7th round in the rematch. I know. It is specific. You know, I like to be specific.
How many minutes in seconds?
I'm going to go 53 seconds in the 7th round. Amanda Serrano knocks Katie Taylor out. And I say that I love Katie Taylor. I absolutely love Katie Taylor as well. I want to see the trilogy. And I want the trilogy to be in Vegas.
You know, if Katie wins, then I guess that's concluded. If Serrano wins, there is no way Katie Taylor's retiring without getting that third rubber match in there. So
yeah,
I think it works out for boxing for Amanda Serrano to win, just to get that third fight, just to make it happen one more time, because they can't just finish it on the draw.
Oh, I agree. I've planned out their careers. So, you know, Amanda will win Saturday. She's going to vacate. She will beat Katie Taylor. And then they will do the trilogy in November or December in Vegas. And then they both retire on the same night with just one winner. And what a lovely end. And I just think what a lovely end to two unbelievable athletes and two pioneers in the sport. So that's how I've planned it out for them. We'll see what happens, but that's what I'd like to see.
It sounds good. And we'll be there in Vegas as well.
That's why I want it to be Vegas. We can have a team holiday in Vegas.
I'm going to sound really selfish here, but I hope it's in London. O2 Arena. 20,000 people.
We're always at shows in London, though. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's make it more expensive and we'll go to Vegas. How all the judges gave Taylor the last round is amazing. Amanda landed double what Katie did and almost had her on her knees.
Yeah.
I gave Amanda the last round. And I remember scoring it because obviously I was there, watched it. I had Amanda winning. Come home, scored it. I had it 6-4 to Amanda. Put it on Twitter. and the abuse I got, I'm never doing it again. But that last round, I cannot, no one can try and convince me otherwise. Amanda Serrano won that last round. There's no way Katie Taylor won it. It just didn't happen. And that's why I think Amanda goes in a little bit more confident. So that'll be exciting.